morning everyone, it's Joe from Living to Learn, back with another project from the reductionist notebook that is my journal. And this one came about from noticing consumables. Consumables being things like gas, cordage, stuff that if you're coming out and doing what we do outside that you can't really avoid spending money on, but there is ways that you can kind of reduce it. And in reducing it, you learn new things like this and new ways of working stuff. This is a fantastic part of the world out here, especially in the October months when the kisses of autumn are coming through the trees. But everything tends to get a bit fragile. And when I build tripods, most of the time if I've been building a tripod, I'll try and not use cordage. I'll use the forks and tines of the upper branches. When I suspend my load from it, it'll kind of hold it all together. I don't use green wood, so that becomes a problem when I'm out here in forests like this with like goat willow and stuff, because it becomes like icicles. You can't even hang your haversack off it for an entire branch will fall off a tree. So I had to come up with other ways of doing it. Most people would use lashings, and lashings are great and a valuable resource when outdoors for building larger projects, but lashings do consume a lot of cordage, and it can't always be regained. I like, if I can, to only ever cut 30 feet of cordage at a time, just so I can use it for ridge lines again, or river crossings, or pack frames, or jam knots, all the stuff that we use cordage for. But I do keep my scraps. I keep my scraps in a little bag in my loadout or haversack, and I like to reuse them again. Anything that saves me cutting cordage saves me time, but it also saves me money. And the result of one of those projects is here behind me. This is one of my favorite methods to do. This is a windlass tripod. You might notice that it has a stick hanging off it here, and what that does is act like a tourniquet and holds it all together. I kind of doubted this method when I first started trying it, plus especially since everything out here is so fragile. I started cranking down on stuff and then it would break. So it's a bit finicky, but once you get the hang of it, you could throw 10 of these up in 30 minutes using very little cordage and taking very little time. But all you need is your scrap of cordage. Once it's thick enough to be able to go around the 3 branches that you're suspending and has a strong enough knot. Now the knot doesn't have to be specific. It can be a necklace knot, it can be a fisherman's knot, a reef knot, a square knot, any of the knots designed to keep loops together under large amounts of tension. And then once you wrap it around your sticks, there's a very specific way to do that, and after I shut up talking you'll see it, but once you have them like that, you just simply crank down and it pulls them all together, and it's a pretty strong tripod with an awful lot of tension and can hold a good load. Very quick, very simple, and just using scraps from your kit, it's a great way to come out. You can save the cordage and use it again. It's a necklace knot. If you have a couple of Prusik knots pre-made in your bag, that's how I first done my very first one of these. I had a Prusik knot that was spare and I just used that to tighten it all down. So I'll roll in the footage now. Hope you guys enjoy it. It's real-time footage, set bar me dragging stuff around the place, and you'll see how quick and easy it is to throw one of these up. Take care of yourselves out there, and I hope you enjoy the autumn months, and I'll see you around the fire sometime. Joe from Living to Learn.